Welcome to the H2Know podcast, where we take you beyond the headlines and into the heart of Hamilton Community Schools. From classroom innovation and career pathways to success stories and community connections, this is your inside look at what makes Hamilton shine. Here's your host, Zach Harry.
Hello, Hamilton community. Welcome back into the H2Know podcast. It's been a minute, but a frequent flyer on the show is the guy with the doctorate. Dr. Brad Lusk, the superintendent of HCS.
Well, hello, Hamilton. How are we doing today?
Hopefully we're doing well, because I think when people listen to this, we will be having a new website launched.
Yeah.
Same URL, still www.hamiltonschools.us. But a new look, new redesign, some new pages, just different things that we want to go over today and make sure people understand the why behind it and some of the new navigational pieces and what's coming down the line as well. So without further ado, Dr. Lusk, why don't you kind of fill the audience in on how long these conversations have been going on and what we've heard about the website over the past 4 years that you and I have been here.
Yeah, so the 4 years we've been here, we get, some mixed reviews on some things as to it's a nice basic website, it serves its purpose. We have run into some frustrations, as with most things, as to what the capabilities are, what can we put on there, easeability, navigation, all those type of things. And you may get more of that than I do, especially working with the website a lot. And so when we looked at that over the past year or two, we've looked at some different options as to what we can do and communicate and get more information out. And this stretches from just basic information for our school district. This could be from some of the stories, obviously, that you do a great job sharing, but all the way into even the academic component of that, of curriculum guides, course offerings, and so on that we do. There's more information we can put out and hopefully make it easier for our students and staff and also community to navigate.
Yeah, and I think that's an important piece too, is the feedback that we constantly heard was majority of people access the website on their phone. And that was something that I don't want to say we didn't experience, but we didn't really take that into account 4 years ago. And now that obviously that number's increasing, more and more people are accessing things from their phone, we understand the frustration. So this new website, I think, is much more user-friendly. We went with Aptigee, and that's not a clever name. There is an app coming down the line, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I think the mobile version is going to be a nice upgrade.
Can you mention one thing, Zach? Because we talk about this, and we hear this sometimes with parents, is people don't maybe realize how much people go to our website.
Right here, 63,000 active users during the 2025-26 school year. So 63,000 people used our website more than 832,000 times. So close to 1 million times people were logging onto our website during the school year. And that's a big number. We realize that a lot of people go to our website. So it's definitely something that is a big piece of communication for us and something that parents rely on. So that's really what led us to take a long, hard look. And as Dr. Lusk said, we've had a lot of these conversations for 2 years now of, okay, is now the right time? Because it is a heavy lift. And it involves a lot of people. It's not just you and I sitting in a room like, how do we want to do this? It's director of teaching and learning. It's career and college readiness. It's down to the counselor level at the high school, Hawkeye preschool, principals, secretaries, and also getting some staff feedback as well. So we've listened to everybody. We've listened to our community, and I think this is going to be a nice change. Now, will it take some getting used to? Will there be some frustration? I'm sure there will be. It's a change, but we're excited about what's ahead.
And I think what you just laid out for our viewers in our community and everything to hear is that this is not just a knee-jerk reaction. It's not something we heard from a couple people. It really was a very large amount of people, and then it also had many different facets to it as to navigation, communication, information, all that. And we really tried to filter that down and go through a process of elimination of a number of people and number of different companies, I should say, filtering down to the best one that we believe really helps our community.
Yeah. So over the past 2 years, we've looked into, I would say, 3 different website hosts who are very well known in the K-12 sector and building educational websites. And we had to take a number of things into account, right? What's the user experience? What's the cost? Does it make sense? Is the timing right? And Aptigee was one that rose to the top right away. It's not the most expensive option, but we thought, when you look at the app that is coming, hopefully by September or October this fall, it'll be branded with Hawkeye branding, Hamilton Community Schools, everything. And it'll have a lot of those important documents and pages and things right on an app. And the important piece of this too is when I show people what it will be capable of, it doesn't take you out of the app. So even when you access Hamilton Athletics, which is a completely different website, right? How Eric Talsma in Hamilton Athletics has things, it will still be right in the Hamilton Community Schools app. It won't kick you out to a browser. So we're really excited about what that will bring as well. And I think overall, just the ability to share our story as well and send a push notification to parents in case of emergency or on an important day, which can filter all the way down to a building level. If Hawkeye Preschool and Whitney Hobbs wants to send out an alert to just Hawkeye Preschool parents, she can do that. So there's a lot of specifications down at the building level that, that you and I aren't just going to have to oversee or say, okay, yep, go ahead. Secretaries, principals, they can send things out.
This doesn't change our snow days, does it? Calls or anything like that?
No. We were going to talk about that off air.
Shoot, okay.
Yeah,
I'm being relegated.
No, it does not.
Can I jump in one thing? Because you said something kind of triggered the old squirrel in the wheel here, is that you mentioned community and you mentioned staff and you mentioned parents. I think that's a key thing. When we went through this process, we really wanted to keep the community involved in that mind frame of there are a number of people, and we really appreciate the people that do obviously listen to this or watch this and spread the information around the community. Is there are a number, many, many people in our community or outside of our community, around the state, around the country, that do stay involved, if you will, with Hamilton, even though they don't have kids in the community or in the school district or whatnot. They're still connected and they want to stay up to date on that. We kept that in mind when we went through this process, so that even if you don't have a kid in the school district or a grandchild and you just want to stay up to date, you can do so with this app.
Yeah, and everything will be available with push of a button, and that's athletic schedules, that's upcoming events that we want the community to know about, whether it be Hawkeye Hometown Tailgate, Victory Day, ABC night, a movie night, anything like that will be right at the fingertips. We can send push notifications from the district to all users or just to parents, which is an important piece as well. And I think that's a really good point. Anybody can download our app. But the user experience for parents, once they log in, will be much different and much more child specific to that parent. But community members can log in, read the articles, read the news, get the calendars, get the upcoming events as well, right in that app as well. And that's an exciting thing for us. And I think the other piece that people need to know about is, as a user, as a principal, secretary, yourself, myself, our administrators will be able to send not only push alerts, but emails, phone calls, text messages to parents directly with one push of a button. So prior, let's take a snow day into, for an example, you and I would have to, okay, are you sending out the phone call? Am I sending out the email? Who's doing what? We'd have about 8 different browsers open to do 8 different things. Yeah. And now with Aptigee, we will be able to literally check a district-wide email, district-wide text, district-wide phone call, push notification, everything right in one browser with one push of a button and blast that out in case of emergency, snow day. So that'll be exciting for us on the user end as well. And I think that's important for parents too, to be able to receive text messages. Parents are automatically opted in. You can opt out when you receive a text message now, but before we had to have parents opt in. A lot of them didn't. We'd only end up with 10 or 15% of parents opted in. And people would say, well, why didn't I receive a text? Well, you weren't opted in. And there's a lot of confusion around that. So we're excited about the new ways to communicate that way.
And we're cognizant of this. This is an opportunity for us to get maybe more concise, more efficient, more effective communication out to our parents and also to our students, so we can go through more of a secure way of communicating with students on that. And so Yeah, we don't want to bombard parents. I mean, that's the last thing we want to do is if you have multiple kids in the district at different levels and different buildings, I know you'll be thinking, oh my gosh, are you sending me more information in different ways? No, we want to have the same information, but we want to do it in a more concise manner.
Yeah.
And so that it's not clogging up your email chain or your email box or whatnot. You can kind of go to that app and get that. You're still going to get emails. You'll still get those pieces, but it's just one of those, it's a different way of getting that information to you in a more mobile setting. So you can get it more efficiently.
And I think people will want the app. I think it'll be a really nice, it is one more app, right? We live in a world where there's an app for everything, but school districts having an app is a pretty new thing. And it's an important one because like I said before, over the past 5 years, there's been a huge uptick, obviously, of people accessing all this information on their phone. And websites kind of have fallen behind on the navigation on phones. And with Aptigee, it is a mobile first version of our website. And you may go onto the website on a computer and say, okay, yeah, it looks okay. But you get on your phone and that's where everything's really going to flash. So we're excited. I think.
Can I touch on that? Because that was that was another big point you just mentioned, Zach, is that that mobile piece on there for a website is how many times have you're getting your oil changed, you're at the doctor's office, you're in a place where you have 10, 15 minutes and you want to look up when the next break is for your kid on the calendar or whatever the case is, or look at courses they should take or whatever. Another exciting thing to look into. You want to go to the school website, whatever the case is, you have those chunks of time and now it's in a better format to do that than what we currently have for parents.
And we've talked a lot about feedback from the community. There's been advisory meetings that you and I have been in, where there are parents and community members and business owners in the room. And we've heard things about the website, some good, some bad. We've taken that into account. And the unique offerings of Hamilton is really what we hear about. Well, how do I know about this? Or how do I know about this class or direct college credit? That's a very important thing, I think, that we've listened to and taken into account in this new website.
Big thing, huge thing. I mean, even in our advisory meetings, the past handful I've been in, they're there for a specific course or specific career cluster to talk about, but we find ourselves in a little bit of a tangent of how do we get that information out to parents or to students? And this is a key thing that we can do. Everything from our website to the mobile push notifications, everything is available for our parents now to get new pages, new avenues. It's broken up differently. We can go into more detail. I really believe our parents are going to find this. Now, again, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to on that, but our kids and our parents can now navigate this and get more information easier and in a more concise manner. And it's going to allow us to educate our parents and our students better and more in depth as to our offerings we have. And not only just what the offerings, but what can the offerings provide after high school.
Well, and a perfect example of that is I've been meeting with Matt Rakoff and Ashley Meyer. We've been talking about work-based learning, but then there's the CDL program, CNA program, all these unique offerings, the Ignite program. What's this? What's that? Parents, there's been a lot the past couple of years, and parents are trying to understand it all as we roll it out. And a video is great, but 2 days later, people aren't really watching it. So now we have a career and college readiness website under academics on the new website. And I think people will enjoy reading up on the things that we are doing at Hamilton Community Schools, but more importantly, how do I get my student signed up for that? Or even if they're a younger student, what is the pathway look like for them to enroll in a CDL program, a CNA program? There's a lot of specific contact information and just different programs that parents might not really understand. There's information about all that on the Career and College Readiness website. And then there's also a student support new webpage as well on the new website that has a lot of the specific Hamilton offerings, MTSS, meaningful work. What are these things? And a lot of things that Hamilton does really well. Other districts might have them, but it's really these points of pride at Hamilton Community Schools that parents can now log on to the student support website, read about it, see what sets us apart, and know what to expect before they enroll their child in Hamilton. So
I would say that as a parent, there's a variety of parents, obviously, that some are uber involved, some that are moderately involved, some are like, hey, I got a lot going on in life and I want the best for my kid. And we're just being honest. There's a lot of things that go on in life and it might not be as involved.
Where do you fall in that category?
Well,
Hamilton parents?
I feel like to try to take the middle of the road here a little bit. I know what's going on.
Category. All right.
Yeah. And so when we're on that piece, it can be kind of intimidating to parents as to, well, shoot, maybe I haven't paid attention the past year or two or a couple of years. I don't know what all the offerings are. I don't know exactly where my child's at. What I'm getting at, this is an opportunity to have a little bit of a reset where if you
Mhm.
take a few minutes and just navigate through the pages, you're going to be able to have at least a little bit of information to then ask some questions or send an email on to a counselor. And it helps catch up and just educate people in a little more concise manner where otherwise people just kind of throw their hands up and they said, well, I haven't been involved, and it's okay. That
Yeah.
happens. And so this is an opportunity to educate parents and students in a way to ask them some questions that can really jumpstart them and get parents back on track, if you will, as to where things are in a district or where their kids at in the process. So it's a good thing to do. And that's sometimes hard to admit that parents might not be as involved. They don't want to say that, but this is an opportunity to educate them.
It is hard. I mean, year by year, things just kind of run together, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden your kid's graduating, and it's like, good luck. But here at Hamilton, we really take pride in, we use the term prepared for purpose. People hear that all over the place on social media and things, but hopefully on the new website, people really understand why we use that mantra and why it's more than just something we say. When you look at the career and college readiness, when you look at the student support tab, Fine Arts has a new layout to their website as well. So there's a lot of unique offerings, and hopefully the website kind of organizes that and gives parents the ability to really look into what's unique here and what sets us apart. The other piece of this is we talked about 832,000 visits in the 2025-26 school year. You know what the number 3 most popular webpage was?
You said there wasn't any quizzes on this.
Yeah,
but-
well,
sorry.
you should have studied. Either way, even if there's not a quiz, you have to study.
Darn it.
It was the district news tab, which was surprising.
Award-winning district news tab.
I wasn't going to say that.
Well,
but
credit where credit's due.
people are reading the stories that are coming out of our schools, and that's something that we really take a lot of pride in, sharing the story of our schools. And now with the new website, the new app, teachers can actually help share their own stories inside their schools, inside their classrooms. All staff actually can do that. Anybody, bus drivers as well, custodial, paras, it doesn't matter. So we actually have a live feed now on our website. If you scroll down on the homepage or on any of the building pages, those are building specific updates. It's almost like a Facebook post where secretaries, principals, any teachers, any staff can upload up to 10 photos with a caption, information, whether it's important or it's just a shout out to a staff member, shout out to a student. And those things are important too. But if it's count day or what have you, those things can also get sent out via the live feed. So if you go on to our new webpage, you'll see news, which is more the longer form stories that we've done and that you've seen on the previous website. But the live feed is more the quick hitter updates and building specific. So those will also be on the homepage of the new app when it rolls out. So that's an exciting way, I think, for people to really get inside of the buildings and just see what's happening every day, because you can't hear about everything, right? As much as I try to get around and hear about every little update, it's nice to have the ability for our staff to just update parents on the various things going on in their classrooms.
And one thing I would add, Zach, is that as we've gone through the past couple of years, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like it's been the past 4 years, but at least the past couple of years, we've had a little bit of turnover in some staff.
Yeah.
We have some new students that have been joining our district from neighboring school districts. And a recurring theme is the amount of people that do their homework, which is great. Obviously, I always say that word of mouth is the best advertisement for a school choice family to listen, and that's happening because a lot of the communication, large part of it, comes from you. But those websites, this podcast, and so on, I can't tell you the number of people that are commenting on that, that they're exploring our stories, our information. This only makes that better. And in this website and the app and whatnot, it allows people another opportunity to learn about our district and do so again in an easier format.
That's a really good point. And I've been surprised you had the podcast idea, and you're right. I mean, the amount of people does everybody listen to this? No. But there are a lot of people that are interested in working here or interested in sending their kid here that are like, oh, I found out about that through the podcast. And it's like, wow, maybe it doesn't feel like we're actually wasting our time talking to just ourselves and the wall here.
I think mine get ones and views.
Well,
so
it was like 15, I think, on the last episode.
Well, I listened.
No, but
times.
it's pretty crazy to look at some of the analytics and the people that are listening.
I would say, and that kind of goes back again. We started this whole podcast, or not podcast, but the website piece and this whole conversation about the schools listening.
Yeah.
And they're in it. Just because something might not just happen tomorrow or next week or next month, we take that information in anecdotally, formally, surveys that we've done with the community, the school listens. And so when we listen to that, we really do put that into action. And again, it might not be today or tomorrow or next week, but we do add that into our decision making. And this is another step, another sign of we're taking that information in and really working to make this the best school district possible.
And parents can expect text messages from now on for emergency notifications and school closures and things like that. We do have a new communications plan, which is under departments, under our district, and under the district communication webpage. And that really helps parents, I think, understand how to get a hold of people, who to get a hold of when they have concerns. You can pick up your pen. It's okay.
Go fumble.
It's fine. It's a casual conversation. But also, I think it's important for parents to know when they are going to expect different forms of communication. So, okay, now are you going to text me every time it rains? No, you'll get an email for that. No, I'm just kidding. But you can actually go on to our communications plan. I believe it's page 5, and it has a whole table of when to expect a phone call, an email, a text message, a push notification, or a social media update. So again, social media, email, phone calls, these are all still going to exist. Despite the new website, the app, but it's just another way to reach people. And we're not immune to still hearing, well, I didn't even know that was going on, right? Even though we're sending a transcript newsletter out, we're putting stuff on social media, we're emailing updates. There are still some things that fall through the cracks. And this is just another way to communicate with our community. And hopefully that resonates with people. But I really like what you said about we are listening to people. And I think one of the other feedbacks that we've gotten on the website that we haven't even talked about yet is how hard it's been to find things. So this new website, it might not be the first week that it launches, but we will have a chat bot on our website, which is exciting. This chat bot will help get you to documents, contact information. Anybody that has a question can go to this chat bot and find what they're looking for, which is just another way that hopefully it's much more user-friendly and easy to navigate.
And somebody might be listening saying, what is a chatbot type of thing? And it's kind of equated to maybe a little bit of a mini Google search, if you will. And there is that you can enter in a question and they can get an answer. You can have a little conversation with it, wherever the case is. It'll help people that might otherwise be intimidated or not know where to start. They can go to the website, have the chat box, put in their question or what they're looking for. It doesn't have to be a complete sentence or a question, but it can even just put the topic in there, and that'll help navigate them through that website and find that, which is, again, listen to the community, trying to find a way to get people information as quickly and as easily as possible.
So the website is launching around August 1st. Again, same URL, www.hamiltonschools.us. There may be some kinks, shocker, right? We'll work it out. There's a reason why we're launching it on August 1st and not August 25th, the day before school starts. So we would encourage our staff, our students, our parents to start using it, get acclimated to it. And as it says on the top bar, contact me with any broken links or troubles that you're having on navigating the website, because we do listen. And we want to hear the good, the bad. If you love it, if you don't, we're happy to make any changes that we can to help make things easier on our parents. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, we're very excited about the new ways to communicate, the ability for our staff to help share our story, and just having another way to get the word out about everything we have going on and any important news around here.
I just I'd be remiss to say that, a big kudos to Zach for doing this and heading this up. We kind of looked into this last year. We got a little bit of some concerns. We navigated through some things. And this year, he literally picked the ball and ran through it through the summer. Kudos to you. That was a big, big lift. And I know that Aptitude support was great too to help with and work. But I mean, this would be something that, big kudos, pat on the back to you for doing this. So thank you for this. And I know there might be a question or two, maybe a techie person that might be asking some Apple, Android.
Yes.
The apps are going to work for both. Shout out to my Android people out there.
Nope.
But I know it's a very divisive, question to put out there. But no, kudos to you, Zach. Thanks for doing this. And it definitely makes us better.
If it doesn't work or you hate the website, it's Brad's fault.
Well,
you can contact him. So don't contact me. I hope it works. And I hope I hope the days over the summer pay off, because I really like it. But if it doesn't matter if I like it, it matters if the parents and community like it. So we're hopeful this new website, I feel like we just keep repeating everything, but should be nice and Hamiltonized, has a lot more of our offerings and a lot more information for our parents to find it. And then, like Brad said, we will have an app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, I think is what you Android users call it. It's
very technical, yes.
There you go. So we're hoping that launches, again, by September or October. Stay tuned to our Facebook page. Parents, you can expect an email, maybe even a text message. We'll see what the communication plan says about that when the app is ready to download, and you can get to downloading that. So thank you. I think we touched on everything we wanted to.
I'm good. Thank you for always doing these. These are fun.
No, this is great. All right, Hamilton community, this is the H2Know podcast, where we dive in to all the unique programmings, questions that you have, and specific things about Hamilton Community Schools. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
As always, go Hawkeyes.